Hello everyone, welcome back to Garage Stories. So in today's video, let's see if we can get a running mower using this parts mower and another parts mower that's outside. I was going to steal this engine for an engine swap into a zero turn, but we ran into some complications. If you've seen the previous videos, you may be aware of that. I have another mower just like this one that's in nicer condition, so let's see if we can take the engine from this one put it in the other one. See if we can pull it out with the backhoe, but first thing is let's take this engine out of here. It's already disconnected. We just need to set it somewhere in here without hurting ourselves, and then roll this outside so we have space for the other mower. Go ahead and take this bolt out of the crankshaft. Now the challenge is going to be to not leave this here for the rest of the summer. I would never do that. Okay, maybe I've done that before. This is our swappy. I think there's room to get the backhoe right over in here, drag this thing out through here. I have not used this thing much since the charging system got fixed. There, we got it out of the tight spot there. It's so handy to have a backhoe. You can just maneuver things around so much better. The backhoe is not quite long enough to reach all the way over the mower and pull it from behind. And I did hit the hood there, which I was really trying not to do. I think it'll be insignificant. Doesn't look like anything's actually broken, but I'm sure it didn't help the hood. And I don't know, man, I'm just not feeling it today. I was all excited early this morning to get the stuff done, and now I'm getting into it. It's like, the day's half gone. It's just hard work. But, you know, we can't just act out of the way we feel. We have to push through those feelings and emotions sometimes, and it's good to get used to doing that sometimes. I'm going to take the hood off. Might have to disconnect the deck to get to the underside of it. Pull the 4 bolts out to hold the engine on, but before that we'll probably take off the flywheel pulley, make sure the fuel line's disconnected, electrical's disconnected, and the throttle cable's disconnected, and the vent line for the carburetor gas tank. Then we can pull the engine out, put the new engine in, and rehook everything back up. So if I don't say much, that's what I'm doing. Should be pretty clear and straightforward. So I jacked it up, got on jack stands, and just dropped that front deck link right here. It's pretty simple. Hopefully that will give me enough space that I don't actually have to take the deck off. Next up, let's see if we can get the drive shaft pulley off. It's not a good sign. And the pulley may be stuck on there too. The bolt's not coming out easy. But a frozen pulley can mess with your day. What's going on there? So this is the one I just pulled out. This is the other one. This one I just pulled out does not have a lock washer, but it does seem to have some red Loctite on there. So that's probably what was going on, probably why it was harder to pull out. Hopefully the pulley is not tight. Oh yeah, it's not tight, that's good. I just think someone's pulled this off already before. forgot to mention it, but we've got the muffler heat shields to remove as well, so you can actually pull the engine out. Alright, so the engine should be free now. We should be able to just lift it up and out of there. Let's give it a shot. Ah, that's right. There's always one more thing. Forgot to take the throttle cable thing off. Take a picture of it. Alright, now we should be ready to pull this thing out. Yes, one engine out, time to get the other engine in. And let's not break my back. Okay. You know, I should have cleaned up underneath the engine first. That should be good enough. You gotta remember, oil prevents rust. Not a big deal if it's a little oily. I'm gonna head through my fuel line on there so the fuel doesn't leak everywhere. Let's get this vent line on here before I forget about it. Wire harness is together, starter is connected, and this is going back together like clockwork, almost like I've just done this. All right, we're gonna kind of zip through putting this back together. It's pretty much the same thing as taken out. You can rewatch the same clips again if you want to, but need to put the muffler shroud back on, put the 4 bolts back in to hold the engine in, put on the new drive shaft pulley, rather actually the same drive shaft pulley. Make sure the belts are on there, the belt guard is on there, and then of course put the engine shroud back on, the hood back on with the headlights, and yeah, it's not that complicated. The engine is now installed. The only thing we have not connected is that pesky throttle cable. I'll try to get that adjusted to... You basically just make sure that when you use the lever that you're getting the full range of motion on the actual carburetor. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically just try to adjust and make sure that when you're moving the throttle lever, it's moving the other one as far as it goes. This chunk of fuel line here is a lot longer. Come off the carburetor than the other one, so I may need to shorten that up. It's kind of hanging out there a little bit. I forgot. I need to get the belt retainer pulley thing, not pulley, belt retainer guard back on there. Should be quick and easy. These vacuum lines, I don't know why, so that they crumble really easily. They degrade really easily, it seems like. And I kind of wonder why, but I think it's because vacuum lines, I say vacuum, it's like a breather line. They're not critical, so they're not rated for pressure and fuel as much maybe. And because of that, they probably just fall apart more easily with UV light. I mean, I'd rather just have a heavier duty hose there that you never have to worry about. The engine's all hooked up now. Just need to change out this wheel and tire real quick. I'm gonna see if I can get this tire re-beaded, possibly. All right, I tried real quick to get the bead back on for that tire, but it wasn't working real well, so I just decided to put a different wheel and tire on that I have. That way we can at least test this thing out if it starts up. So, that said, I think it's time to get down off the jack stands, make sure it has some gas and oil, hook up the jumper pack, and see if this thing will start. I feel like I put some gas in here, but I probably need to put more in here. Sure there is oil in here. Yep, Definitely oil in there. I hope it starts. These really dead batteries, sometimes they don't like to. All right, are we ready for the moment of truth here? Let's see if this thing will fire up. See if it does anything. I'm half expecting it to do nothing just because the battery's so dead. Hey, it did something. Gotta let that fuel get worked down in there. At least I hope that's what's happening. Make sure the solenoid on the carburetor is working. Yep, I hear it loud and clear. See if she'll fire off here. Yes! Woo-hoo! Might need to be choked a little longer. Come on, go. I don't like where this is headed. Runs great, but not perfect. My jumper pack's running out of juice. That stinks. Okay. I'm gonna get my jumper battery instead. We'll hook up and see if we can get this thing to run and stay running. Not quite sure why it's firing up and then stopping. I am pretty sure it's fuel related though, so. It sounds good, she cranks good. She obviously does run, so we got spark. But it's like we're running out of fuel too quickly, like we're not getting enough fuel in there. Could be a fuel line issue, could be a fuel filter issue, tank, or carburetor. Let's get some carb cleaner. See if this will keep it running longer. Okay, we definitely have a fuel delivery issue. I don't know if it's a problem in the carburetor or fuel lines. We will dive into that next and see what we can figure out. But we are getting close though. Okay, so I took the carburetor off. My hands are nice and black now. And we found something. I think this was the issue. Can you see that little thing right there? That was in my float seat. Well, my float needle seat. So I noticed the float wasn't moving up and down real freely, and I thought, well, I just didn't know what to make of it, but it did move up and down. I was like, well, you know, I need to be sure it moves up and down fine all the way. So I took it apart. Everything looked clean, but then I found that down inside there. So I think that was sticking and we weren't getting enough fuel, and now it is all back together. We can go ahead and try to fire it up again and see if it runs better. I think it will. Okay, that is running way better than it was. Let me go ahead and put the nasty old air filter back on there. Yeah, full throttle, we had a little something going on there. I really want to test this thing out. I was just trying to clean up in here, and I hurt myself right there at the edge of the camera. I don't even know if you could see me. I was trying to pick up this engine here and move it outside. I stuck my finger in here, and the flywheel spun, and sliced my finger on there. Ouchie. I really want to try this thing out. I probably should take care of this. So close. Okay. I'm tempted to just wipe it off and keep moving forward because they're so close, but blood's starting to drip down my finger. All right, finger has been washed up. Put some Neosporin on there and a Band-Aid, and now we are wearing a glove. Let's not grab the things that rotate, especially that rotate by pinch points. There we go. Yeah, it's not going to stay running with the battery disconnected, or with the jumper disconnected. That means we got to find another battery to throw in here. Alright, so I just put another dead battery in there instead of the one that was in there, but this one has less dead. The one in there was like 0 volts, this one was like 7 volts, so hopefully it'll be enough to maintain keeping the backflash solenoid open in the carburetor, and then we'll be able to drive this thing. Nope, we need more juice than that. Well, that stinks. That means I need a good battery, and those are in short supply around here. Bummer. Okay, well, hopefully the third time here works better. I found an even less dead battery and put it in here. This one had like 11 volts or something in there. I really hope this one works. I'm kind of tired of swapping out batteries, and I didn't want to take the battery out of my good mower. It's running pretty good. If that thing was cleaned up and, I don't know, maybe good battery, fresh oil, maybe a fresh air filter, I'd probably honestly feel fine selling it. So I'm not sure why, but the exhaust manifold is not bolted on there. The gas is kind of slid. So that needs to be resolved. And interestingly, the bolts are sitting there on the mower that I pulled the engine out of. I think I'm gonna back it in over next to the shop where I can get the battery on a charger, and it may actually start on its own power next time. Alright, well, I'm running out of time these days, so I went ahead and decided to list this thing the way it is, disclosing that we still have a little bit of an oil leak out of our valve cover gasket, and apparently the front left tire goes flat. So yeah, we'll see what we get for it. I just threw it up there for $550 on Marketplace. Probably anything over $300 would be okay, you know, if we get $350. And I'm not messing with changing out the mismatched wheel and tire over here that's green. It's not green, it's yellow. It came from a John Deere. John Deeres are green. So we'll see how it goes, but I need to move on, get this out of my life into someone else's, and hopefully it's a blessing to them.
I just need to know what starts and the blades engaged. That's all I need to know. $500.
Perfect. Well, that was quick and easy. He basically just wanted to make sure it turned on and that the blades worked, and it drove, and paid me $500, which is more than I was honestly expecting to get for it. He seemed pretty happy with it. I don't know how much you could hear, but basically I think he's got like 3/4 of an acre he's gonna mow. Right now he's been using a push mower, self-propelled push mower. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't be afraid to get out there, make a story. Don't be afraid to break a wrench, but stay safe. Don't forget to spend time with your family, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.